right, welcome back, everyone, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new comic books coming out this upcoming New Comic Book Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the things on my pull list, some incentives to keep an eye on, some cool variants, things like that, things that I think you just should be aware of before you hit up your shop to pick up your books this Wednesday. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's selection of books, don't worry, I got you covered. Just hang out for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, well, let's just get right to it and get to my personal pull list. These are the books that I'll be getting this upcoming Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. It's actually a big list this week. Last week was very light. This week is hitting me kind of hard in the wallet, as there's a ton of stuff I just got to get. Starting off with the next installment of Absolute Batman. Yes, here we are, another installment. Gigantic Batman, I get it. Still curious, still seeing how they plan to change the character around, make it fresh, make it new. Not loving it as much as I thought I was going to, but I'm still enjoying the ride and still in for more. We've got a cover A here. Joelle Jones has given us a pretty awesome B cover as well. And then we've got a couple other options here that you can keep an eye out for, as well as a couple of incentives with a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50 that's reusing the one cover's cover art. Pick up the ones that you want. These are not doing anything on the aftermarket. None of these incentive variants for Absolute Batman since issue 1 has really done much. I mean, some of the later prints for issue 1, but outside of that, these have been pretty quiet. You can generally find these for ratio or less if you're looking for them. So if you want to collect them, go for it. Apart from Batman, let's take a look at Bad Batch. That's right, we are getting Bad Batch in comics. I like the animated series, so I'm looking forward to these comics just to check them out. So issue 1's coming out this week with 2 covers. We got a cover A and a cover B option as well. I'm fine with either one, but I think I asked for the cover A just because, well, what's the difference? Just get whichever one that you prefer and give this a read because I think this might be all right. Up next, we also have the next installment of Feral. So issue 10, Trapped Like Cats. Enjoyable series if you haven't read this yet. Give it a shot. I know since Stray Dogs, people thought this was gonna be like the same thing regurgitated, but it's not. It's a completely different story. It's a completely different angle, and it's just as entertaining. So give it a look-see. This is the cover A. I really, really dig the cover B here, which has that old school horror mag vibe right there. I just really like it, and I think it's a lot of fun. What Tony Fleece has done with this, and we've also got a couple of other variants here as well. If you want to get the 1 in 10 version of that cover A, and then you got a 1 in 25 option here as well. Pick them up if you like. These aren't doing too much either. They're right around ratio, maybe a hair above or a hair below, but pretty close to that mark if you wanted to get either of them. Again, personally, I'm grabbing that B cover because that is my favorite of the bunch. Now, Ghost Machine still rolling on, and we've got the next installment of Geiger. So we're going to follow up on that crazy first appearance that we just got in the last issue. So let's see where that's going to go. I like the foreshadowing there with the shadow. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to catch up and read. I'll also tell you what I'm talking about when we get to later in the second print section because that's going to be resolved there. But here we go. Cover A. There are a B and a C cover here as well. So pick the one that you like. They're all pretty good. You really can't go wrong with any of these covers these days on the Ghost Machine books, as they do a pretty solid job of not giving us too many, but giving us enough to give us options. So I don't know. Pick the one that you like and roll with that. We are also getting the next installments of Transformers. Big fan of the Energon universe, as you should know by now. Rocking my G.I. Joe hat. Love the Transformers stuff as well, even like Void Rivals. So we'll see where this is going from here. We're already up to issue 17 at this point. Can you believe it? 17 issues already. It just seems like yesterday this is getting restarted. But cover A option here. There is a B option available as well. What is that? Ultra Magnus, I think, on the cover there. Then we've got some incentives here with a 1 in 10, a 1 in 25, as well as a pretty cool 1 in 50. I just like the kind of like, I don't know, the grayed out kind of vibe. It's something about the 1 in 50 looks really nice. I don't think I can shell out the extra bucks to get the 1 in 50, even if though it's basically under ratio. I just still don't think I'm going to do it, but I do like it. I do like it quite a bit. With that said, the 1 in 10 is a connecting cover, as all of these Skybound books have had throughout the Energon universe run. So here's what we got so far on the current collecting set. Bang, bang, bang. Pretty cool when you put them all together there. You got Constructicons and Bruticus there fighting it out, Soundwave and Astro Train. A lot of fun things going on this connecting set. Now, we're not done yet. Still got more to go. I haven't even got to Marvel yet. So here is what I got on my Marvel pull list. Got to keep going with Amazing Spider-Man. I know. I told you no matter what, since I got rid of the just got to do it section, you're going to see ASM in here going forward because, hey, I just got to do it. So it's going to be on my pull list no matter what. That said, I have been enjoying this weird little 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. It might be dragging a little bit, but it's going to be wrapping up pretty soon. And then we get a brand new #1, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't know why we need another #1. Like, why do we keep going 60 or so issues and then restarting again? I've lost track as far as volume goes, but at least they still give us the legacy number. It's 961. We're so close to 1,000. Why couldn't they have just seen this through and just wrote it to the end? I don't know, but we are getting a brand new #1 for whatever reason Marvel is doing it. That said, still wrapping up this story, we still got to get through the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. We've got a bunch of X-Men here joining Spidey as the story keeps marching on. We got a Scotty Young cover here that's pretty cool you can grab, as well as a Torch variant, which I probably shouldn't have put there because it's going to show up again later when we get to that segment. But coming out of nowhere, following up on those Thing variants, we're getting some Torch variants, and I believe we're getting Invisible Woman in March. So get ready as we build towards the Fantastic Four movie. I mean, I think the movie looks good, so I'm not going to blame Marvel for trying to take advantage and getting people excited by giving us variant set after variant set as we get closer to that film. I kind of wonder why they started so soon, considering we already got the Marvel 2-in-1s and we already got those Fantastic Four homage variants. Maybe they should have held those a little bit closer to July, but here we are. Torch variants coming this month. But apart from these, we also have some incentives. I really like the 1 in 25 here by AKA Aka. I don't know how you would pronounce it. I mean, it's AKA, but I really dig that look with the Black Cat. And then we have the sketch of the Scotty Young, which a lot of people are fans of as well. Neither of these are doing much as far as premiums on that ratio price, so you can find these at ratio or less if you're searching. Still with Marvel, we also have Deadpool Wolverine #2. Now, I admit it, with the first issue, I had very low expectations, and they were exceeded, and it was actually a decent read. So, for now, I'm going to keep reading this, because I like the first issue, so I want to see where issue 2 is going to go. Don't know how long I'll stay on board with this. This might find its way to On the Fence before we know it, but for now, it's on the pull list, because at the very least, #1's got me back for #2. So, with that said, this is the cover A. We got a cover B option here as well. And then we do have a 1 in 100 incentive if you're interested in that as well. If it looks like we're missing covers, it's because I'm going to show you them later in other segments with some of the different variant themes that we have for the month of February. So don't worry, I didn't forget them. They're just in other sections of the show. Now, with that said, still with Marvel, yeah, I'm telling you it's a pricey week for me. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu #5. I like Moon Knight. I've liked Moon Knight for a while. What Jed MacKay has been doing with this run, I've enjoyed it. So I'm on board still. Legacy 245. But let's see where the story's going to go from here. Cover A. And then we've got a 1 in 25 option here, which is actually one of those Saturday morning cartoon kind of variants. Looks like we got like a Scooby-Doo kind of vibe going on back there, but it's kind of fun. I thought this thing might have been going for a bit of a premium, but it's not. You can find copies for like $15 or maybe even less. So under ratio for sure. And there's plenty of copies around ratio, but nothing doing as far as a premium. So no sales to report, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun, kind of different, kind of silly. I would pick it up if it's cheap enough, and it is almost cheap enough for me to do that. With that said, we are not done because I didn't even get to any of the X books yet. You know, I'm an X-Men fan as well. There's plenty of X titles I got to pick up. Starting off this week with Psylocke. So Psylocke #4, once again, enjoying this series. Didn't think I was going to. I thought it was going to be crap or just, nonsense that wasn't very interesting, but I've kind of liked it so far. So she's facing off this new villain, this taxonomist. Cool. See where it goes from here. Issue 4. I like the cover A, but my favorite has got to be the Marguerite Sauvage B cover there. I guess it's B. I mean, I don't know how they actually letter or these things because there's variants that I'm missing. Like I said, they're in other sections, but I like this cover very much so. Thankfully, there is a trade dress version because I don't feel like shelling out for the 1 in 100 virgin version, which is also very nice. But I'm fine with the trade dress, so I'll just get that one. What I found interesting about this book, though, is that when I went to look, there have been no pre-sales nor any listed yet for this 1 in 100. So who knows what the market might pay for this or will pay for this. Something to keep an eye on, though, as I'm kind of curious because I don't know how many they're going to be. It is an offshoot X title at issue 4 that they're looking for 1 in 100s. That's a bit, it's a big ask for a lot of shops to keep up with a 100 issue pull list because I don't think a lot of people are like me and will pull a lot of these X titles just, well, mostly out of habit, but I don't know. Like I said, I kind of like it still. Same doing here with Magic. So Magic number 2, we got a Campbell cover here to kick us off once again. We've got a newer character. What is it, like demon something? Around? I don't know, some other demon character showing up here. But cover A, we've also got a Villa Lobos cover B, which is very nice. And then we also have a design cover and a version of the Villa Lobos. So we get a design cover of, what is it? Sonic Demon. There you go. So it's the Sonic Demon. The guitar and everything. And then we've got Villa Lobos Virgin 1 in 100. Now, that's another beautiful cover. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sought after. How it does on the aftermarket, well, we'll see. So far, I found a couple of pre-sales right about ratio, a little above, right around 120. So a hair above ratio, and then none listed. So I don't know what's going to happen when more of these hit the market. Will they fall? Price go up? I don't know. We'll see as it goes. But that's why it's on the watch list. Thankfully, again, there's a trade dress version. I'm happy to just get that one and not have to pay the extra to get these 1 in 100s because, again, I'm already spending enough this week. We're still not done. Still not done with my pull list, as I still have X-Men. So X-Men number 11. Yep, regular X-Men title, not uncanny. Straight up X-Men, Legacy issue 311. I really wish they would just go back to the Legacy numbering and just stop giving me a headache with all these different volumes. But pretty fun. We'll see where we're going with this segment. McKay and I think Stegman's still doing this, right? Yeah, I think maybe Stegman's already off of it. But with that said, issue 11, got a couple of covers here. Cover A, we got a B cover. We got some more for you, including a really nice Swaby cover in the middle, Jeff Sway. I really dig that one a lot. It's just something about the creepiness in her eyes and then all the demons kind of just surrounding her. It's just, and then the washed out color. It's not too vibrant. It's not too bright, but not overly dark either. I just kind of dig the vibe. I don't know. I like it. And then I think there's a connecting cover there with Cyclops, but I just didn't feel like putting it together just yet. Maybe when it's done, I'll throw it together and show you what it's all about. But once again, this is the third time he's saying this. Thankfully, there is a trade dress version of this that I can pick up because I don't want to shell out for the Virgin 1 in 100, despite the fact that it does look very nice. All 3 of these have looked very nice. I just can't afford buying 1 in 100s like that. So thankfully, I can just get the trade dresses of all of them and be happy there. With that said, this one had a couple of early pre-sales. One just about ratio at about $100. Another one, it's showing 180, but they could have gotten a best offer price. It's probably a hair under that. And then the asking prices on the copies available, though, are looking for 160 to 190. So pretty steep asks there, but whether it gets that price or not, we'll see as the week goes on. It's definitely, again, one to watch. So I'm going to watch it. And we have still yet another book on my pull list. I told you it's going to be an expensive week. This is at least like $50 in cover prices so far, I think. I don't know. I didn't do the math yet. I don't want to. I just kind of don't want to know. And then we'll get into the other stuff. But I definitely got to pick up One World Under Doom. So One World Under Doom is kicking off in earnest with issue 1 of this mini-series. I think it's going to run, 9? Thereabouts, something like that. It's going to run for a while, so strap in, and we'll see where this one goes. Many covers, as you might guess, on this event title, as we got a cover A here. We got a John Tyler Christopher, negative space there. We got a Doomasaur right there with Doom on another option. Then we got a Slimy variant that I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's an FOC book or what, but not a lot of places have it, and the image has been shown for this and issue 2, so a little confusion there. We got a Hidden Gems there in the middle by Mignola. Then we got another option there with our Sorcerer Supremes. I say Supremes because Doctor Strange is down below, but as you know, Doctor Doom is the current Sorcerer Supreme. Then we got a couple of more here with a Rose Besh in the middle, and then we've got Doom on a throne, which is always nice to see. And then we still have incentives, which we will take a virgin version of that Rose Besh for the 1 in 100. We got a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50, which is a virgin of that cover A. Lots to do there. Surprisingly, these are all around ratio or less. Not much less, pretty close to ratio, but nothing doing above that mark. So if you want to find them, they're out there for those prices. Now, before we move on to our next section, I want to remind anybody out there who hasn't tried Whatnot yet to use the link below, sign up, get yourselves a free $15 to spend on whatever you want with whomever you want. No strings attached. You'll help out the channel. You get yourself something nice. That's all you got to do. Try out the application, try out the auctions, just do a buy it now, whatever you want. $15 just to give the app a try. So with that said, let's move on to the viewer recommendation section, which I was pretty excited for, except you guys didn't recommend anything for me. Actually, there was a recommendation, but the next issue doesn't come out until the 26th, so I got to hold that in my pocket for 2 more weeks before we can get there. But any books coming out next week that you think I should be taking a look at, stuff that's on your pull list that I don't regularly talk about that you think I should give a try, please mention it in the comments down below. I'd love to try out new books just to see. I can't guarantee I'm going to like it, but I will give it a shot and tell you what I think the following week. But since we didn't have one last week either, I don't even have a follow-up for viewer recommendation for this week. But I'm keeping the segment open because I do want those recommendations. I do want to keep this thing going forward. That said, I also have my own personal recommendation sort of segment where I'm going to give a taste test to something that I don't regularly read that might pique my interest. 2 weeks ago was Ice Cream Man with all those one-page stories, and then last week I wanted to read that fantasy series Kaya over at Image, and that's what I did. I checked out Kaya. I'm only going to show you the cover A here because they said it was a good pickup point between story arcs to pick up new readers, but I gotta tell you, I feel like I still just don't have a good grasp of this universe after reading this one. I think like I got to go back and get more, but at the same time, I don't know if I have the time. We're 25 issues in. I don't know if I can go back at this one for right now. I mean, I did enjoy it for what it was. A lot of creatures, a lot of things going on with these mutant lords, but I just didn't have a good sense of everything. There was a lot thrown at me. That's all I'm saying. I felt a little overwhelmed in reading it. But with that said, that's what I read last week. And actually, I didn't pick a new book this week because, one, I didn't want to overwhelm myself because I already have a crap load to read, as you saw from my pull list. But two, nothing else that I wasn't already getting was like really, hey, I really kind of want to give that a try. Nothing just kind of sparked it for this week. So I figured I can't do it every week, but I'll do it as often as I can, these taste tests and viewer recommendations. So I'll do them as often as I get options. But until we get a next one, yeah, we'll see what happens come next week. But before we continue and before we get to my On the Fence segment, let's talk about BCW because you guys need to get your supplies. You need your bags, your boards, long boxes, short boxes, top loaders, pages, whatever you need to keep your comics and collectibles safe. You can order them from BCW and you can save yourself 10% by using my code RENA10 on your entire order. It's 10% off. No, it's not a ton, but it's something. And if you can save something when you're buying that stuff that you just got to get to keep your collectibles safe, you might as well save some money while you do it. So you can use the link below, but definitely use the code RENA10 to save that 10% off your next BCW order. Now, with that said, we can now move on to our On the Fence segment where I can tell you about the books that we'll see. I may keep getting them. I may have to drop off. Well, I'm on the fence about what I want to do here. Starting off with Batman Dark Patterns. Said it for a while. I want a Batman detective story, and they're giving me a Batman detective story. However, I still don't know how I feel about this wounded villain. I don't know, something with all the nails in his head, but he's okay, but Batman can't touch him or he'll kill him, and then he'll break his rule. I don't know. It seems a little too overdone, a little overworked, a little over orchestrated. I don't know. Something about it. It's just not hitting me right. So I don't know if I'm going to see this all the way through, but I feel like we're getting close. I mean, we're already 3 issues in. I don't remember how long this is going for, but might just have to ride this one out. But I'm on the fence and considering just letting it finish on its own without keeping up. But two covers here. That's the cover A. There is a cover B by Ashley Wood that's really nice. So I may get that one if I do decide to keep going with this. Also, Image, Lucky Devils. I did get issue one. Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but I didn't love it. And I don't know. I did an 8 billion genies kind of way. And I don't know. It was all right. But again, I didn't love it. So I'll give this issue two a try, but I don't know how long I'm going to see this through. I'm just being honest. Can't read everything. Can't keep up with everything. So I liked it. Didn't love it. So we'll see how we go with issue two. But I'll give issue two a shot, I think, this week, even though my pile is already higher. It's more than I want it to be. Couple of cover options here with the cover A. I actually like the cover B a little bit better here. And then there is a 1 in 25 option, which could be a sneaky one. So I keep an eye out for that because I don't see a lot of them out there or a lot of them selling. So if this series does kind of catch on a little bit more, I could see a lot more interest going back into these incentives. So I don't know. If you find it for a good price, you might want to consider it because I don't see a lot of them out there. Now, the next title I'm on the fence about is The Moon is Following Us. We're already 6 issues in, and it's not bad. It's kind of cool. I like Danny Warren Johnson. I'm just not, I don't know. I mean, I'm just losing steam. Maybe I'm just getting over reading too many books. I don't know what it is, but I'm just starting to lose that. Maybe it's that midway point kind of thing. I think this might be running 9 issues or so. But sometimes when you're reading a run, you just get that lull in the middle. Not so much a blame on the story. It's just even your personal interest is just you kind of want something new. You know what I mean? I don't know. It could be just that. That's all. Maybe it's just fatigue at this point. But by issue 6, I'm wondering if I want to keep rolling. But I am still going to go with the cover B if I do get it because those are the ones I have been getting because they're the Daniel Warren Johnson covers. Now, up next, I'm just curious. I'm not a huge Venom fan, so I've never really been a huge Venom collector or keeping up with the storylines. Even during Donny Cates's run that everybody loved, I still just it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't love it. The King in Black, all that stuff they built up to. I just, it happened, but it really wasn't for me. So it was there. I'm not saying it's bad or anything because again, I didn't really read all of it. I was in and out, dipping my toe in there or not, reading an issue and just going okay. That said, we have an all-new Venom. We still have the mystery of who it is. I do kind of want to know who it is for sure. Looks like we're going to eliminate another one of the few suspects we have left. Because I guess they considered Luke Cage being eliminated because of its head letting it pass through. So I guess so. Maybe we're leaving it's Robbie or it's I don't want to say Rick James. It's not Rick James. It's Rick Jones. I was going to say it's Rick James. But anyway. I'm on the fence about keeping up with this. I'm just curious. That's all. It's almost like my curiosity is keeping me on board. But again, we'll see how it goes. Cover A here. We got B covers and we got the C cover. What's actually a connecting cover. I forget who told me that. I didn't really like the connecting cover. I was like, what is this nonsense? It's because it's spelling Venom. Like Venom is using his body to spell out Venom. So this is the 3rd issue. You can see the end. I'll show you the whole thing once it's done. I don't love it. But it's happening, so it's out there. There is also a 1 in 100 virgin version because it's what Marvel does, and a 1 in 25 as we also have Jackpot jumping in the mix there. So I don't know. We'll see. Just like the rest, there's really nothing going as far as pre-sales go. Like there's nothing really popping off or really shaking the market. So ratio or less if you want it, which is again surprising with a lot of these female-centric covers and Venom, things like that. Usually 1 in 100s, those things used to be like right out of the gate, hot, and then completely forgot about. I guess collectors have gotten wiser and decided that they don't need to go chasing because they're out there if they want them. Maybe. I don't know. That said, moving on, we have Cable Love and Chrome #2. Again, read the first issue. It was all right. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. It was okay. Mildly curious where it's going, so I'm on the fence. That's all. So here we got issue 2 with this new character, new love interest of his, and Avery, is that her name? Avery Ryder. Yeah, I couldn't even remember. I had to go and look for it in the notes there on the screen. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So we'll see. Couple cover options here. You got A's, we got B's, and pick the ones that you like. Again, I think we got some more for you later once we get like the animated stuff, because we got more segments to come. But before we get there, another number 2 on the fence about is new champions. Because this isn't something I asked for. I didn't ask for a new champions title, but they gave it to us anyway. And yeah, okay, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. New allies and enemies are going to be introducing new characters, but they're not really being introduced because we saw them before, but we don't really know much about them. I don't know. So I'm mildly interested, but I'm not 100% on board. That makes sense. I mean, this is really why it's on the fence. Like I am literally on the fence. I'm trying to talk myself into or out of these at times, and also soliciting some some feedback from you guys, the viewers, what you guys think of these books too. Are you buying these? Are you on board for a lot of these titles, or are you just waiting to see if a sucker like me will buy it and tell you if it's any good? Because yeah, I've had that happen quite a bit. Being a guinea pig and going, ugh, can't believe I bought that, so I could tell somebody else, no, it wasn't good. That said, cover A, we've got B cover here as well, and a couple other options with the incentives. We got a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 100 virgin. Wow, what a novel idea. Getting tired of saying it almost. That said, it is a newer title, a lot of younger characters, so there is some interest with something like this. So I figured I'd take a peek. And the 1 in 100, well, we had one early pre-sale showing as 170, but I don't know if they got that price or not. It could have been, I don't know if they were taking offers. So I guess they did sell for 170. And then with the asking prices, they're looking for 180. So those are quite a premium. Granted, they're not moving, but that's what they're asking for. So we'll see. Something to watch. Now, before we move on, let's get into the new number ones. Usually a huge segment, but I don't think it's actually that big this week. I think the pull list and on the fence, that's the largest portion of the show, I think. And then we got a whole bunch of little stuff to go through. But number ones, there are a few. So let's get right into it, starting off with Cyberpunk 2077. Still haven't played this game. Bought this game when it came out because I thought it was going to be good. Heard it was going to be good. Heard there was a lot of glitches. So then I started to wait it out. Never got into playing it. And now I don't know if I ever will, but I do own it. With that said, there are also comic books. And this is a new number 1 for this series, the Psycho Squad. Cover A, we got a B cover option here as well with the red, issue 1 of 4, new new miniseries. And then a couple other cover options here as well. This one in the middle, I really like it. I don't know. It's got like a Terminator meets Brainiac kind of creepy vibe that I just kind of dig. So, yeah. And then the other option there is ain't too bad. It's a little bit of a Judge Dredd kind of vibe to it. But anyway, don't know much about this title, but I do like that cover. Dark Horse is also giving us part 2, Into the Unbeing, number 1, part 2. Kind of a creepy cover, but I kind of like it. I don't know. It's picking right up where the other title left off. I'm not up to date on this series, so I don't know if this will be any good or not, or if the original title was any good. Again, let me know in the comments down below if this is something any of you read, and if you recommend or did not recommend, disrecommend, what would be say stay away from it, whatever the case. Let us know if you touched into the Unbeing Volume 1, because we got part 2 here coming out this week with a cover A and a B option. So get which one you like. There is also a 1 in 10 if you're curious for that. Now, DC is still doing the vampire thing. So DC versus Vampires, World War V, Darkness and Light. I think this is a one-shot? I don't know. But we've got a new title here. We got a balding Sinestro. We got Wonder Woman as a vamp. We got 3 cover options for you here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, darn it. You know what? I didn't connect these, but flip-flop them. That's right. The Wonder Woman and the Green Lantern, they actually do connect. So if you want the horseshoe balding Green Lantern, he should be on the other side of Wonder Woman, and that actually is a connecting cover. I forgot to set it up. Now that I look at it, I went, oh yeah, those did connect. My bad. You get the idea. Even though they're reversed. But speaking of Green Lantern, this one doesn't really pique my interest much because I don't know much about the vampire universe. I know there's been volume after volume. A lot of people like it. I've read some of it, but I don't know. It just never really grabbed me. So I just kind of treated it like the Marvel Zombie universe too. in and out. Like, yes, more volume after volume, new stories after story. I just kind of went, okay, it's going on, but you can't read everything. I don't know how many times I could say it, but it's true. Just can't read everything. But with that said, we do have a new Green Lantern Corps starting up. So, brand new #1, bunch of Green Lanterns there, obviously, because it is Green Lantern Corps. Couple of cover options here with an A, B, and a C. Zerdy there in the middle, right? And then we could take that one and also make it our foil version, because they made a foil version of it. And then we got a blank and we got a John Stewart there as well. And then we still have incentives with a 1 at 25 and a 1 at 50. Once again, nothing really doing as far as early pre-sales go. So less than ratio if you want them and you want to go search for them, you can find them. So go for it. Up next, we have Bug Wars. Sorry, I need a quick drink. Bug Wars. It kind of makes me think this is like Sectars, but the super team writer Jason Aaron, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Bug Wars. I don't know if it is just going to be Sectars redone, but that's what I thought when I first saw this image, especially that main dude. The main dude looks like the main guy from Sectars. But a couple cool covers here. Cover A, there is a Peach Momoko cover there in the middle. That is the one I would probably get. Unless you like getting sketches, then get the sketch cover. And then we have 3 incentives, including a 1 in 100 version of that Peach Momoko. So just like Marvel, Image is doing the same with the 1 in 100. There is also a 1 in 25 and a 1 in 50 if you're interested. But usually they're not the highest ratio, so they get forgotten about very easily. I went looking and nothing jumping yet, but I still would keep an eye on that 1 in 100 just in case. With that said, moving on, Creepshow, In Love. So it being February and Valentine's Day just around the corner, we are seeing and will be seeing more of these Valentine's Day themed comic books. I'm surprised we didn't see more, considering this is the week. Like, it's this weekend. So Marvel and DC can't do one-shots next week. They'll be too late. But Creepshow got theirs in. And yeah, $5. We'll see how it goes. Couple of cover options. And then there is a 1 in 10 option here as well, with some fun little messages there on your little candy hearts. See you in hell. Cool. That said, here we go with another title. We've got Hive #1. The Hive #1. Is it me, or does this sound like the Jason Statham movie? The Beekeeper. I don't know. Something about it was making me think of the Beekeeper when I was reading the premise of this. But we've got 2 covers, and they're very, very similar, as you can see here. So pick the one that you like, and check this out if you want. We also have Dick Tracy getting in on the Valentine's Day special. So a Dick Tracy Valentine's Day special, because, wow, we really need this. Like, how many people are even reading Dick Tracy these days, let alone that necessitate having a special for a holiday? I don't know if this really warrants it, but we've got it, and it's $7. Cover A is all right, but cover B ain't bad. Gives you that romance novel kind of vibe. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's not too bad. With that said, we got more. #1, we've got, what is this? Lonesome Grave. That's what we're looking at here. So, I'm not reading this whole setup for you. It's an Eisner and Harvey Award winning Justin Jordan. I guess I'm reading some of it, but point being, another brand new title. It looks like we got some ex-con, bit of a crime angle, pretty cool covers. Looks like a novel cover with the cover A, and then we got some other options here too that also give you that kind of paperback kind of vibe. And then we've got some incentives if you want to get any of those 1 in 10s, 20s, and 50s. So yeah, I don't know, something to look into if you're interested. Just like, I mean, if you can't get enough Eddie Brock, well, here he is. He's back as Carnage. So yeah, we got that. Again, I just, all the symbiotes and characters changing symbiotes. It's like, I don't know. It's like a weird wife swap kind of thing. I don't know. Something weird about it to me. But now Eddie Brock's got Carnage. So let's go with the title there. Cover A, we got options, obviously, with some sketch covers, and then we got wraparounds. We've got cartoony versions of our cover A's. We got foil versions as well. And then we've also got virgin versions of cover A's to make our 1 in 100s, and then a pretty creepy 1 in 25. It's given me like The Thing kind of vibes. Remember The Thing? John Carpenter's, Kurt Russell, just creepy, just teeth and things just coming out of nowhere. That's kind of what that reminds me of. And you know what? I think they should do that more. That like really unsettling kind of thing, I think would be more interesting than just, hey, we've got a bunch of tendrils, and then we'll make the tendrils into blades somehow. Like, okay, that I don't find as menacing as just random teeth and claws and just things not where they're supposed to be. I don't know. You saw the thing, right? Those things were nightmare fuel. With that said, moving on. Marvel is also giving us Marvel Mutts because, well, I think DC gave us a cat book and they gave us other pet books, and Marvel's giving it. I don't know why we need all these pet books. They're just taking like digital web comics they have and then just printing them and then selling it to us. So collecting issues 1 through 12 of the Friday Funnies. Yeah, bunch of dogs. I mean, it's kind of fun. You got Pizza Dog, you got Bats the Ghost Hound, you got Lockjaw. Who else? Cosmo's in there. Cool, I guess. But I don't know if it's really for me. They're playing poker though, so that's kind of fun. But with that said, if you think that's weird, well, guess what? That's not the weirdest thing we got for you this week. Actually, I shouldn't say this next bit is weird. This is just not good.
WTF, Gary? WTF? What the fuck does WTF mean? What the fuck? Oh.
All right, that is this is our WTF section because yeah, you know what? Sometimes we just got to take a pause and just look at some stuff that's just either don't get it or just I don't get how this got okayed. All the hullabaloo around Rob Liefeld retiring from Marvel or having his beefs with Marvel, whatever the hell it is. I thought that was months ago. I felt like it was a year ago he said he was retiring, and all of a sudden he's making a big deal of it now, but yet we're still getting comics and subpar comics to be completely honest. I mean, look at this. Seriously. Look, I'm not even gonna I didn't even spotlight the fact that if you look at Spider-Gwen, her chest area, like shit's uneven. It's uneven, man. I don't know what kind of perspective you have where one's half the size of the other. When the shoulder's not even tilted, the shoulders are actually tilted with the one arm's in the forefront. So in theory, the left one should be bigger than the right one, not the other way around. That's how perspective works. That one would be closer because that arm is in the foreground. I don't know. I know I shouldn't spend so much time on this, and I shouldn't be criticizing artists because I'm not an artist. I can't say that I can do it better, but I can see certain things like anatomy and go, somebody should have checked this at the door. Some editor at Marvel should have said, come on, man, fix that. I mean, because also, you've heard of the term six-pack, right? Do you know why they call it a six-pack? Because that's how many abdominal muscles you really have. How many goddamn muscles does Deadpool have here? I don't know, but it looks like it's a lot more than this. Six-pack. Not shit. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You pair them up, it's a 10-pack. Apparently, he's got. I stopped counting. There might even be more underneath the belt buckle and the pouches. Just more. Come on, man. He double dipped on this one too because this beauty here's got its problems as well. Well, this is just a headshot. It's just a head. And he's wearing a mask. One would think you can't screw that up. But what's going on in the nose area here? Like, can you see the nose? Here, right here. What is this? His nose is like crumpled lips. Up, but in his no. What is that? I don't understand. Are you trying to say his mask is bunching up? It wouldn't bunch up like that. Like, I don't get it. But let's just take that away. Let's just take that part away and say, okay, we're not going to focus on that. We're going to fix that in a second. Because the other part about it is, again, with the perspective. His head is not a straight shot. His head is tilted. But yet, look at how is his jaw Like here, it's like Stan Smith. Like, why is his left jaw jutting out so far at such a sharp angle, considering it's turned away? We wouldn't see that jaw based on the tilt of his head, and it's not the part he's got the sloth eye that's also drooping halfway down his face on that side. We'll leave that alone too. We'll leave alone the drooping eye. But I'm going to take care of that sharp jaw, and I'm going to take care of that weird mouth nose crumple thing, and say it doesn't take much to fix these things. I spent 5 minutes, and I fixed it. That's right. Look at the difference. Tell me that's not better. All it takes is 5 minutes. Somebody just saying, "Come on, man, fix it." I fixed it. Come on, Marvel, do better. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go over to DC for a second. Let's talk Black History Month because it's February, and every February we do get some cool covers in some of these sections. And DC giving us a couple of covers, not many. We got one last week. We got two this week. So we're getting a Black Lightning here with number 4. It's got the cool logo there in the corner. So that's how you know you're getting a part of the Black History Month variant set. If you want to collect the whole set, you got to look for that logo, as well as Steel here on Action Comics 1083. So, yeah, I kind of like the Steel. Steel's not bad. But they're just mostly kind of like character design, almost look like cards, like collectible cards. Like they're just doing, like a full profile, or not profile, but a whole display of the different characters. Meanwhile, Marvel is also giving us their versions of it as well. Of course, you'll see shorts. I'm doing shorts of these two coming later this month. I'm just kind of waiting for them to get more books under their belts because they're kind of slow rolling these out with just like 2 here, 1 there. So I can't do a short just showing you 1 comic cover. So I like saving up until there's part of a run or the whole run if I can. But with that said, Marvel is giving us, I think, 3 this week with a new Champions one right here on issue 2. We're also getting Sam Wilson, Captain America number 2, giving us Sam right there. And then we're also getting a X-Men number 11. So we got Temper. That's right. Her name's Temper, right? Pretty sure. I think it's Temper. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. The whole Liefeld segment just got me all rattled and just got me all just frazzled all of a sudden. But we're almost through. I think, next week I'll probably give the short because that's where we're getting the last 3 of the Black History Month covers out of Marvel. So I'll probably drop the short next week for that. Apart from that, Marvel is also giving us a Star Wars covers, but they've already given us 2. But I think we're not getting any this week. We have to wait for the next couple of weeks to get there. No, they only gave us 1. But we do have to wait for 2 next week and then 1 on the 26th. So more to come, but nothing to show you for this week. So I just want to keep you updated with that. We are getting back to the Marvel Iconic variants. These things have been coming out every couple of weeks, and I don't know. I don't know why. I don't think we really need these, but I think they're going to run for a while. So here we go. We've got Eddie Brock Carnage, other white covers, and then you get the character spotlight there, and it's iconic, I guess. I'm telling you, I think you're just doing it because DC did those foil covers for all their characters, and Marvel said, well, we can do that too. We just won't make them foil. Okay. And we got 4 so far. You can see here every couple of weeks, and more to come. I just don't have dates yet, but maybe I got to take a look for a new list. Maybe we got some new dates on those other covers that will be coming our way. But we're still not done. More themes coming our way this week. For this month, Marvel Studios for 2025. We're getting more Marvel Studios variants. You know, these ones where it looks like it's a panel from an art book that they try to sell you at Barnes & Noble for a discount because nobody bought it the first time around. Those weird books you get for Christmas because, yeah, Johnny likes comic books, so let's give him this. And he likes those movies. And you're never going to open that thing up. You know, what do you need a Deadpool Wolverine art book for? You don't care that much, do you? I know you've gotten those books too. My dad gets that stuff all the time. What am I going to do with this? Anyway, we got a special cover. And then there's the regular cover for Deadpool Wolverine number 2. Then Sam Wilson, Captain America 2. Not only are we getting that character design there, which, it's pretty cool. We've seen it, and we know what he looks like. He's been Cap a while now. But we're also getting this fun little nugget where we're redoing this cover that I feel like we've redone a couple times lately. And it's also the poster. All right. Anyway, it's kind of cool. It's just, I feel like they're overdoing it a bit. Especially when you give us 2 studio variants in the same week. Could stretch it out a little bit. On the same book, mind you. They're not even on different books. On the same book. Anyway, also, Marvel decided to start a brand new theme variant set this week on me. We didn't have any last week. They decided to drop them on the 12th to start. So here we go with the Human Torch variants. That's right. Human Torch is getting a whole series of covers here, starting off with Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I think it's Bjorn Barons, right? Not bad. Dan Panosian giving us a Thor on fire. So that's kind of fun. Moon Knight Aflame, on Moon Knight number 5. You get the idea. They're all just going to be torches, just like the Thing variants from 2 months ago. Was it a month? I think it was 2 months ago. Anyway, just like the Thing variants, now we've got Torch variants. Next month, we're getting Invisible Woman variants, I believe. But here's Captain America with another variant. Spider-Boy's got one, too, this week. And then I think, finally, Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, also on fire for her Torch variant. Not bad. Not any that I loved. I like the Panosian because I'm a Dan Panosian fan, but I didn't love any of them, but they're all right so far. We'll see. I do enjoy these. But again, can't collect them all. There's just too many. That's just the thing. Excess. I think that's the problem. If comics end up folding in any form or anything like that, it's because of this. I think it's the excess. Like, we don't need all these covers, but we get them anyway. Cable, it's kind of fun. Again, I like the Disney vibe, the Disney redo, the look, the design for these Marvel comic characters, and you Disneyfy them. It's kind of fun. But Cable, Love and Chrome, yeah, I don't know if I need it, but it's there. There's the issue too. There's also the 1 in 50. That's the thing. All of these have Virgin 1 in 50 options. Every single one of them. So imagine collecting that 1 in 50 set. Going to be pricey and going to be a pain in the butt. Deadpool, also Disneyfied. I mean, you got Dogpool, you got Lady Deadpool, you got Headpool, he's got a banana. Got the Steve Martin arrow through the head. That's kind of fun. That's on that one. And then we got a 1 in 50. Again, 1 in 50 version because they all get that. I better speed this up because we have a lot of these. Mortal Thor has got one this week, and you got Valkyrie there, and she's got her Pegasus. That's kind of fun. 1 in 50 on that one as well. Magic number 2, she's posing with her brother. She's got her flaming sword and her horns, and Colossus doing his little flex. 1 in 50 option as well. Psylocke, again, all those books we already covered. They've got these mixed in there as well. So Psylocke for her and Beast. Disneyfied. Blue background. Cool. 1 in 50. And then finally, X-Men number 11. Gene and Scott. Animated. I'd watch this. If this were like a series, I'd watch this. I mean, it's like X-Men meets Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. But there is a 1 in 50 option here as well. Because like I said, they all have them. And so far, another chunk down. And another huge chunk coming. Look at that. Next week, getting 9. That was only 6. We're getting 9 next week. And then another 5. And then 1 left over in March. Poor guy. Anyway, that's it for Marvel with their theme variants. So let's go over to DC and check out this week's Hush variant covers. There weren't any. Kind of disappointing. I liked the one last week, the Cityscape on Poison Ivy. And they're like building towards this event, but you got to pace it out better. You've got no build now this week. It's like now we're just going to forget about it. And then, be surprised if any more come next week. That's why I left this in here, just to remind myself that we might get more later. But for now, let's get to those later prints because we can build the Hush in another way with facsimile reprints, right? Because, hey, why not? So they're going to facsimile reprint this entire run, which is probably unnecessary, as you can find a lot of these still for cover price or less, dollar boxes even. Yes, some are expensive, certain issues. 100%. 608, 609, you probably want to do facsimiles. Even the 608 is kind of easy to find. 609, you want a facsimile because it can get pricey. But really, some of these others, we don't need them. That said, they're doing them anyway. They're giving you foil, shiny ones if you want them to. Cost you a couple bucks more. Marvel's taking note. They're doing the same thing. Hey, get your ASM 129, another facsimile. They've done this before. Do it again. And hey, let's give them a foil option this time. So that's not the one thing I thought this cover needed with shiny foil, but they're getting it. Guess what? So is Fantastic Four number 2. First appearance of the Skrulls. Let's do that one in shiny foil as well. I don't like it. I don't like all this foil. Seems like a waste. And then we're getting a 1 in 25. On the Fantastic Four facsimile, we're getting new cover art on the 1 in 25. It is what it is. I don't know. I got to stop complaining about it. So there you go. They're not nearly what they used to be. You can see here, well, $25 for 1 in 25 would make sense. That's ratio price, but a couple sold for 30. Then we got copies listed for 30, 40, up to 70. We'll see. But those couple $30 sales mean that there maybe is some interest in this. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it, but I don't have high hopes to see this one like making the hot 10 this list. I feel like this one's going to get forgotten about. Probably linger right around that ratio mark all week, but I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. But it's Jeff. 4th printing, right? Wow. 4 printings for It's Jeff. Cool. Even though we're only getting a 2nd print for It's Jeff, the Jeff verse. So yeah, more Jeffs the better. I don't know. Jeff the Land Shark is kind of a fun idea, but I am not fully on board with this craze, I guess. I don't know. It just seems overdone, kind of forced, and kind of stupid. But yeah. Again, the character itself is fine. It's just overexposure is what's kind of turning me off. That's all. It's just let's make it bigger than it needs to be. It's a weird side character that doesn't even talk. But hey, it is what it is, right? Let's move on. Jim Henson Presents, 2nd print there. I guess if you missed out, you can get this. And then speaking of Geiger, the Glowing Woman was introduced in that last issue, issue 10. So that's whose shadow I believe we're looking at on issue 11. But we'll find out more about her, I guess, in the current issue. But in case you want to go grab that 2nd print, this is like one of those weird 2nd prints that since the character's on the cover, people start chasing. So I could see this one possibly gaining a little bit of interest for a bit. Surprised I didn't do an incentive on it too, just to really push it home. But yeah, I don't know. I might think about picking one up just to see. But with that said, I mean, I got the regular edition, so I don't really need the 2nd print, but I do kind of like the cover. I mean, it's a nice Gary Frank cover. And it's good to see her on the cover. I don't know. 50-50 on it. That said, if you missed out on Lucky Devils, was talking about it earlier, it was all right. I don't know. We'll see. 2nd print comes out this week to help you catch up and read issue 2 along with it. This is the 2nd print. Then there is also a 2nd print 1 in 25, which is just a black and white sketch version, which actually only had 1 sale that I could find, and it sold for only $30. So not setting the world on fire, but there's none listed. So could be tough. That could make it end up being pricey if people start gravitate towards it. People start talking it up. I don't know. I'm just noting what I saw out there, and all I saw was 1 sale and none listed yet. But it's not Wednesday yet, so who knows? Something to keep an eye on. This is that acetate cover that got a little bit of interest for New Gods number 1, but without the acetate. That's what they decided to use for the 2nd print for New Gods number 1. And they also give you a foil option of this cover, which is pretty cool. And who knows? The foil probably would work because of all the metal, but we'll see. Moving on, we also have Absolute Batman, because God, if you haven't read this yet, where have you been? I guess waiting for the 5th printing, because now we have a 5th printing with this Jim Lee cover in red. Woohoo! And then we also have a 1 in 25 for you as well. Cool. Again, the earlier ones did a little bit of action. I feel like this might be slowing down, but who knows? Copies sold, selling for only $20, $20, $25, ratio and less. Asking prices are looking for more, though. They're asking 40 and 50. But then those are also the ones that are sitting while these ones are selling. So I feel like people are willing to pay around ratio, but not really willing to pay more. We'll see. Issue 2 is getting a 3rd print. Issue 3 is getting a 2nd print. And we're up to issue 5. So we'll get more printings as the weeks and months go on. And for all absolute titles, because not to be left out, here's Superman with his third print for number 1, also with Jim Lee in red. There is also a third print, 1 in 25, black and white edition. This is also just right there selling for, well, 20 bucks, a couple of $35 pre-sales. But you look at what's listed actually. Look, there's one listed for 20 bucks with free delivery. So that's well under ratio. 30 bucks and 40 bucks. Don't expect much out of this. I feel like if the story, I don't know. We'll see. Point being, I got to keep this thing going. Second print on number 2, because we still got more, because we got Wonder Woman to talk about, as we got a fourth print for her in the red for Jim Lee. Then there is also, as you might guess, a 1 in 25 incentive for that fourth printing. This one also, well, a little bit, 35 bucks, 30 bucks. Asking prices, looking for 50, 55. Maybe because it's Wonder Woman. This is the best absolute title, in my opinion, out of the 3 so far. This is the best written, most entertaining. But I don't know. We'll see if these prices hold. This is issue 1. We're getting a third print with the house party dance once again on number 2. Then we've got a second print for issue 3. I'm telling you, I could swear there's enough copies of these out there, but I guess I'm wrong. I guess we need these. But continuing on with the later printings, this kind of bleeds into our oversized edition segment, which will sometimes include new oversized editions. But this week we just have second printing, starting off with a Distillery, You Won't Feel a Thing by Snyder and Jock. Oversized magazine, prestige format book, as is this bad boy, Superman, The Last Days of Lex Luthor. This came out like a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago, but now they're doing the second print. Okay, I mean, it's cool. You don't have to do it like a month later. You can wait a little while, especially if there's people out there who didn't read it the first time. You can't find it. Yeah, that makes sense. Do a second print. But yeah, again, perfect bound, magazine size. Cool. Covers. Just a couple, not many. Just a couple extra covers as a spotlight because they didn't fit any other category above. So we've got Spawn with the Bjorn Barons. Pretty cool. Got a little demons down there. Snowy kind of vibe. I don't know. I just like it. Copra, Death of Copra. Don't know much about this title, but hey, Savage Dragon's showing up. So that's kind of cool to have on the cover. And it's a 1 in 25. So that's probably going to be hard to find. Then we got I Hate Fairyland with the Scotty Young. Always fun with the Scotty Young with the word bubbles. There's a whole scene being played out here on the 1 in 10 in color. Then there is a black and white version of that same cover for the 1 in 25 on issue 20. It's getting near the end. Nothing doing as far as pre-sales go, but these are the types of things people will chase somewhere down the line, maybe, if the title maintains any sort of popularity. Otherwise, it'll be completely forgotten, and you'll find 1 in 25s in dollar bins because nobody cares. It's what happens. Just being honest. It's comics. If you don't know that by now, I don't know what to tell you. But it's a crapshoot sometimes of what gains interest, what maintains interest, and what doesn't. Yeah, it is what it is. But with that, we've got one more segment left. I got to wrap this up because I got another show to do tonight. I'm going to go jump over to Bruce's channel to talk about G.I. Joe. Casting the G.I. Joe movie, if there was to be one. My own personal favorites, whatever. But anyway. Cheesecakes. We still have the cheesecake covers. So let's look at these. We got Hack and Slash Body Bags, number 3. Cool. Good crossover. Pretty fun Witchblade cover here. All right. With all these, this looks like sea serpents, but okay. Cam Girl. I really like the second one here. So I think it's Tula Lote. It's a one shot. Cool. We've got Flavor Girls. We've also got, well, this cover doesn't fit, but I wanted to tell you this is the Candy Lady from Grim Tales of Terror. Grim Tales of Terror, number 2 at a Zenoscope. We got a Candy Lady. Yeah, this cover doesn't fit, but the other covers do, as you can see here, with the Pierre Luigi, in most particular. I guess it's the Candy Lady. And then, yes, in the 1 in 20 is a more risque version of that same cover image. So if you like it, go ahead and chase it. Those can do well. Also, they do well because they're very niche and not easy to track down because not many places order enough to qualify. And it's not to say that there's that many buyers either. So again, it's an interesting collectible. Some of these can go for a lot of money. Some of them get forgotten about. Hey, just like anything else. And then finally, we do have, well, not finally, but now we're going over to Hardcase, and we've got The Girl Called Cthulhu, Minky Woodcocks. I don't know. We got a few covers here, including I had a blacked out version because we can't show those naughty bits. It's not suitable. But that option is out there. And we have the same thing going on for Heat Seeker. Heat Seeker Combustion, issue 3. Kunka, Kendrick Lim, doing the cover A. We'll see this cover a couple of times in here, but there's other options, including some photo covers. So we got some photo cover options. Then we've got a foil version of that cover A, as well as some other picks on the side there. And then we've got a 1 in 10 version of that cover A, as well as some, again, not suitable for all viewers options on the sides, black bag versions, if you will. Nothing really jumping out as far as early pre-sales go. Nothing like that Jenny Frizen from a couple weeks ago. But hey, those books are collectible, can be collectible, and there is a market. So with that all said, that's all I got for you this week. I didn't want to go for an hour, but there was a lot to talk about because I had a huge pull list. And with that all said, we are done. So I just want to thank you for the support. Make sure you check out all the other content we have here on the channel as well. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Again, please give me some recommendations of some books you want me to check out for next week to give a read to. New releases, if you could, because that's what this whole show is based off of, new releases. So I would like to time the new releases to when the new books and new issues are coming out. But if you tell me a title that doesn't have a new issue coming out next week, I'll save it until it does. So with that said, please make your recommendations down below. Let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, all that fun stuff. And with that, I'll see you all soon with some more content. All right?